Omid and Kojo Show.
Hello and welcome to the Omid and Kojo Show. I'm Kojo.
I'm Omid.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's nice to see you. Nice. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about all the shit that's gone on this week in flips, but it's actually like the past 3 months in flips.
We couldn't really call it the past 3 months in flips, so...
So, main focus today, we're going to talk about a couple of things in particular. One of them being Johan, and a couple of the things he did quite a while ago now, but we haven't spoken about. Addison, because he's just fucked in the head. And this young man, Shosei, from Japan, because he's an enormous problem. So first of all, let's kick it off with Johan doing a number of insane things, but the main thing I want to focus on is his quad swing.
Alright, with the quad swing, I was wondering about this. Did you expect him to do it? Was this a shock for you or not?
Yes, but also no, because tricking's really got to that point now, especially with Shosei, where
Johan?
Just tricking as a whole. With Shosei, it's kind of opened my eyes to anything
but
being possible at any second.
Because I knew that Johan would probably do quad swing soon.
Yeah.
But I was thinking he was going to like squeeze a gainer or a cork. I wasn't expecting him to just crank out swings through to trips like straight away from it. Because like when he did double back, pop full, cork, and then some switches to trip. Now that didn't surprise me at all. I was like, yeah, of course he could just do that. That wasn't a shock at all. But the quad swing,
he didn't just do that though. It took quite a number of attempts because I was there, and it was quite a struggle for him. When he did hit it, I was like, obviously. And it was the same with the quad swing. It's like a lot of the people that were at the top of the power swing swing pyramid now, if they can get a cork, they can get it through to trip.
Yeah,
that's it. It doesn't matter how badly they land.
Because that used to be the thing through to dub. I mean, like I could do that pretty much whenever I could do a cork, even if it was really, really shit. I could still go through to dub with some switches or something. But yeah, they just got it to the point where they can do that with trip.
Yeah, and it doesn't even take that many recovery swings. It's just a case where if they get it to that one, which is usually like 2 or 3 swings after, and then they're like, well, yeah, just do a triple cork and stomp it like I've done it from the perfect setup. I mean, how big of a deal do you think quad swing is? Because I think it's kind of
pretty huge.
In the realm of flips, I feel like it's been kind of overlooked. Honestly, I feel like it deserves a hell of a lot more props. But I think it's the way that it's been delivered, because it was done straight through to triple cork, same session. I feel like it kind of takes some of the, because when things look harder, people respect it more.
That's true, actually. Maybe if he'd just done cart quad, swing gainer, and just been like, and going crazy, or if it was at a big gathering, he did cart quad, swing gainer. I think there'd probably be a bigger reaction to that than him swinging it through to the triple cork.
Yeah, because like there's, I don't know, like even with Nick Fry's standing double back, I saw on Facebook earlier that there was a video from Stance that they'd reposted the journey to double back. And I was thinking back to Aaron Cook doing it, and I was like, there was not this much of a big deal.
There was.
Was there?
The Aaron Cook thing was huge.
Not as big as this.
I think so.
It wasn't shared on high snobiety, and
just because it's not shared on high snobiety doesn't mean people aren't seeing it.
That's one example. It was posted.
It was shared. It was
everywhere.
It was in the news.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, his standing double back was all over the internet, everywhere. Everyone knew about Aaron Cook standing double back. More so than a tricker, because every single cheerleader, which is way bigger than tricking.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people knew about that. Now, the guy who did it on mud, or like the soil, most people overlooked that one. Yeah. And I know after we talked about this last, I got loads of people messaging me his name. I do know who the guy is. I've forgotten his name again. You don't need to message me telling me his name again. I'm not that bothered. But yeah,
there's too many people to remember.
There's far too many people who are fantastic at flips. I can't keep up with every single one.
We're getting off topic though. With the quad, the reason I bring that up is because we were talking about Quint the other day, because now that definitely, I think when you get to the point where you can swing the thing before through to power, you're on that level where it's completely reasonable for you to do the next level up, which is Quint. And I think when we were discussing whether Quint would put tricking on the map, do you think it will? Because we only brushed over.
This is one of those where I don't really know. I couldn't say for sure. I couldn't say like, yeah, when Quint happens, everyone's gonna see it. It's gonna be huge. But maybe I think there is a good possibility that as it will be the first Quint. I know people have said that like Kenzo's done Quint, but there's no video of it, and I've not seen any like posts about it, like news stories or anything. It's just kind of
it's a bit of a myth.
It's a bit of a myth, yeah. But when someone legit does one on camera and it's just out there, like Quint's just been done, I think there will be a pretty big reaction because everyone can understand it to some extent. Like you can say this is 5 twists.
Yeah,
people
but
get
see,
that.
You see, one thing I considered the other day, if Johan does Quint from kart, I think that'll kind of change it.
Oh, because people will say, that's a 4.5.
Yeah.
You'll get those people.
And then I don't know, because I just think it's an interesting topic because I didn't expect the response from Nick Fry's standing double back. I really didn't. I did not. I know it's on grass and stuff, and it's a completely different ballgame.
I think the reaction helps with it, and
but I just didn't expect the way I didn't expect it to blow up to the point that it did. Like he went up like fucking 40,000 followers on Instagram like overnight, and like it was just going crazy. And I think it'd just be interesting if we just really saw like a massive influx with the sport because of one particular moment, because that moment would be really special. Like when if Johan lands Quint hooked, that moment being a part of that would be the hypest shit of all time.
The state that tricking's at the moment, this hooked might change something.
I think so,
because if someone does like to do something really really big, hooked's the time to do it because it just looks way cooler to people who don't understand tricking. It's like if Johan had done that same quad swing combo, but there was 200 people around the edge of the floor and they all went mental and ran in, then people who don't understand as much would be more shocked. They'd be like, wow, that was insane. Whereas when it's just a guy doing it by himself and his mate's like, nice, then if you don't understand what's going on, like subconsciously you're thinking, oh, cool flips. It doesn't seem that important because there's only one guy reacting in Johan's swing. Like no one cares about it. And if they see other people not caring, then they think, well, who cares?
Well, that's kind of the thing. One thing I've realised with me doing YouTube videos and stuff, it doesn't matter what I do. The tricks that I do really don't matter that much. I'm still going to keep on doing the best tricks that I can because that's what I love doing. But at the end of the day, like, it's all about the way that it's packaged. I could do like the most mediocre shit, and same for most people. But if you get the right surroundings and the right kind of settings for you to do those flips, everyone will go crazy. And it blows me away, but it's good that there are still moments like Nick Fry standing double back and various different things where they do get the props that they deserve because it's just sheer hard work.
Very easy to understand as well.
Yeah.
Standing double back is because everyone knows what a backflip is.
Yeah.
So it's very easy one to like get.
But with Quint, do you think maybe it could be overshadowed because everyone could just look at it as like
it's not much different to quad?
That's what I'm saying, and like. People can look at Johan's quad through to triple cork and be like, oh, I used to do that when I was young, and it's like those are probably genuine thoughts that people had in their head when they're doing round offs. They actually feel as though they were doing the same thing. And I think I don't know, that shit pisses me off, but I just it would be cool if Johan were to hit Quint and everyone would just go fucking nuts.
maybe it hooked.
Maybe because that would be hype. That'd be so high. Yeah,
it might put tricking a bit more on the map. Yeah. We might go up to 15 viewers after that.
Nah, we've been having some discussions about Alexander Addison as well. Because that kid's a problem.
His triple corks are fucked.
Yeah.
When he was here staying with us, just like first trick doing triple cork, doing like 30 or 40 triple corks every single session, every day, all of them perfect. He does a lot of triple corks, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
He's really good at it.
I could do it like.
I mean, it must be fun, like
Yeah.
just
squeeze
doing them
them
like that, then being chill on
I
your
was
body.
looking on his story yesterday that he was doing. He just was running through all of his setups of triple cork.
Yeah,
and he just did all 10. Imagine that, just being able to ping out all 10 triple corks and just land every single one like this, and just feel like a god afterwards.
Just your body just feeling that good.
Yeah,
tricks aren't constant pain for you. I've forgotten what that's like. It's been years.
Yeah, mental and physical pain.
Yeah. At some point though,
maybe stem cells.
Yeah, maybe with stem cells.
Stem cells.
We should start a stem cell fund.
Well, hopefully it'll become like commonplace for like, I don't know, because as time goes by, stem cells will end up getting cheaper and cheaper, and then hopefully it'll get to a point where you can kind of just, instead of going and getting some paracetamol, you just go and get some stem cells, and everyone has their like second stem cell rebirth in tricking. Because I'm hoping I can set the trend for that. Because if I get stem cells, it's game over.
Me too. It won't just be Jacob Pinto getting stem cells.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And
we'll
Keenan
be on it. Yeah.
Nah, but you know, if you do have the opportunity, do it.
Yeah, I would. If I was like, if I had a rich family and they could get me stem cells, I would be all over that.
Yeah, but we need to just make a bunch of money.
And get just work all day, every day, get really sad, and eventually maybe stem cells.
Maybe.
Sign up to Kojo's Trick Lab so I can get stem cells one day. Please.
Buy me some, but no, don't buy me any clothing. Buy clothing from me and watch my videos on
so
YouTube.
Omid can eat.
Yeah, because I'd love some food. Wasting away. Transparent at this point. Anyway,
just
getting off topic.
Whinging about how poor we are. Well, we're doing this thing that makes us no money. Spending hours of our time doing this for some reason.
It'll all work out.
Nah, it'll work. On to the next item.
We haven't spoken about Alexander. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, he's really good at triple corks.
Well, we haven't spoken about him doing cork in.
Oh, yeah, we haven't spoken about him doing cork in.
So Alexander did cork in and it was fucked.
Yeah. So he's the first guy to do quad cork and cork in.
And triple B. And he's got the full trifecta.
Yeah, he's just been hitting all of them.
Yeah.
His cork in looks sick. Because the actual cork in itself, it's not like incredible tech, but because his touchdown raise is so good.
Well, he's just
it just
as well.
throws him around. Yeah, and
the
the
way that he moves and the way that he lands, like even if he lands and it's like a bit of a struggle, like he's still a steezy motherfucker, so it doesn't kind of take anything away from it.
Yeah.
No, it's sick. It's good. And I was speaking to him about this. We wanted to get him to do an episode where we discuss what's harder, but it just wasn't possible due to unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, he basically said the quad cork's harder. So that's the end of that discussion. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'd expect quad cork to be harder. I've always said that. Like, it seems way harder to me.
Yeah.
To me.
Well, you've got a hell of a lot more knowledge on it than me and more experience because you've done quad cork and cork in on tram. I've never even done a quad of any kind, so I just don't know.
You not quadded into a pit or anything? No. Yeah.
I've done front quad twist, but like
even when I can trick again, I don't really want to be chasing after quad. To be honest, I think I want to go the more variation route. Like, just get really good at some high-level variations. I'd rather invest the time in that. Because it's kind of been done now. Quad's not even that hype because so many people are doing them all the time.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's still really sick, obviously, but it's one for the young'uns.
I'd like to do, higher level power stuff. But, like, no one's done triple full swing gain and scissor the way that I think I could do it. I'm with you, but there's still a part of me that makes me want to feel young.
Well, I still want to be kind of young. I want to do cork in at some point. I've always wanted to do that. From aerial scissor raise switch as well. So I think over the course of years, I'll kind of be training towards that in the background. And at some point, I'm going to have to just do it, risk breaking my legs.
Well, just use it as your final hurrah.
That's what I'm thinking of it as, yeah.
So even if you do break your legs, just get up and go and do it so you land it, and then just go straight to the hospital.
Well, by the time my body can even do it, it'll probably be worthless. Shosei will be able to do it from standing. One leg.
He'll be able to do tornado swing cork in.
It'll be ruined. He'll have ruined it by then. I feel like the kids these days are ruining tricking. They're too good.
I think we should talk about that.
What? How good? Yeah, because it does. it is a real thing. By Jose being so good and stuff, it does kind of devalue everything. Because if he's doing things that were seen as hard, like double full snapu and shit, with an extra twist, then it makes it less valuable for everyone in some way.
Yeah, but it also let me just play devil's advocate here, because we can't just be two dusty old men complaining about the youth.
Go on.
But he's paving the way. Imagine how much fun it was when we
I'm
were
not
first
saying
doing
it's a
double
bad
courses.
thing.
No,
I'm just saying it's a thing.
It's definitely a thing. But when we were coming up, the people that were really pushing shit, it wasn't devaluing things to us. So if we were younger, it would be adding value to us, if you know what I'm saying. Because then we believe that we can do it, and then we go on to do more and more.
I think it's a little bit different with Guthrie. I'll explain why.
Okay.
Because when Guthrie was pushing ahead, he wasn't devaluing stuff, because he wasn't just taking what was already being done and like adding another twist to it. He was kind of inventing whole new areas that hadn't been done. Like no one was doing forward corkscrews or anything, or just the quality of movement that he has and the flow between stuff. No one was really doing tricks like that. People were doing different tricking. And I feel like now it's the same tricking, but just more advanced, rather than a whole new thing. If that makes any sense.
No, I don't understand where you're coming from. And I do agree that it's different. However,
I know it shows they will branch out and do
No, that's not what I'm going to say. Because that is true. But I think I still stand by what I said, where it's like, it's devaluing things to us because we've seen everything come to this point. If you started tricking in the past 6 months, then you're just kind of looking at shit and being like, well, if he can do double full snapu double twist, then I can do triple full, double full snap and all that sort of stuff. So it's like,
I'm talking about people who've been doing it for a while. Beginners, then they're fine if they got young bodies that aren't injured.
It's a great thing.
They can do high level stuff without it just breaking them.
I don't know. I don't want to sit here and act like a dirty because I'm 24
I'm not
today.
Complaining about it.
Yes, we are. That's
happy birthday to Omid, by the way. Comment happy birthday. Make his day.
Because
he's sad.
Yeah, I'm sad. Everything keeps going wrong. For a month now, I've had a bad piece of news every single day.
It's been a tough year.
It has been a tough year.
We need to do one of these talking about how rough this year has been for the garrison.
But I feel like if we keep
whinging all the time,
it's not going to actually change anything. We need to just keep on pushing.
We've been doing stuff. We still do these for Cecil.
Yes, Cecil. Oh, I love Cecil. He's commented on my videos the other day. I had to get back to him. Tell him how much I love him. Yeah,
let's go on to the next piece of news.
We need to stop whinging.
Nah, we're just talking about what's going on at the moment with things. It's hard. It's hard at the moment.
Let's address it then.
We got the pressure of this new house. Obviously, there's a lot of rent and everything. None of us have real jobs. We're all just trying to work towards these things. And we're all injured, so we can't trick. It makes it hard. Trying to make a career as a professional tricker when you can't trick because of constant injuries is actually really hard.
Yeah.
And
it's tough.
It's a struggle.
But the thing is, like, because I know a lot of people kind of look at what we're doing and what we're up to and just being like, oh, this is so cool. And it's incredible. Like, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm so lucky that, well, we all are. We're all lucky that we get to do what we do and live in this sick house with each other. But it's not without mad stress and hard work and pressure and hassle and ups and downs, because some days it's incredible. Some days I'm just like, I'd love to just go back to the office just so I don't have to think about this shit.
Yeah, having a day job, it's worse in lots of ways because it's soul crushing. You're not working towards anything you want really, but there's way less stress. Because for me, I can work 12 hours a day every day of the week, and still every single day I'll have people messaging me complaining about stuff. Still I'll have people asking me, why didn't you just do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you just make an app? Why didn't you just spend £10,000 and make an app? Why didn't you just pull out the £10,000 you have to build an app and just do that? But actually, can't really do that when you're trying to afford your rent.
It's tough, But at the end of the day, like,
it's worth it. It's worth it.
100%. Because I kind of want to take back what I said about.
Why is it worth it for you? That's an interesting one. What makes it worth it for you?
Well, first of all, let me retract my statement about wishing that I could go back to the office. That was a massive exaggeration. I don't ever wish to go back to the office. It's just, it takes a lot of pressure off. Because the mental strain, especially when you're as shit as I am, it's really hard to do anything worthwhile because I'm shit at stuff. But it's worth it for me because there's various different things. When I was younger, whenever I used to play games and stuff, the games that I was really into were like where you had like some goal, and the whole time you're getting towards that goal, you get better, you get stronger, you get a better character and all that sort of stuff. And I kind of see my life like that now. And I've always wanted a job where the harder I work, the more I get out of it. And now I'm in that exact position. But one thing I always kind of neglected to see was that if on the days when you don't want to work hard, you feel like shit. Because even if I've worked every single day for 3 months straight, if I don't work one day or don't work as many hours one day, I feel like I've wasted the entire day. I don't realize what kind of effect it has on my mind. Because
it's going to put pressure on the next day. Exactly, that's the thing. Yeah. It seems like, oh, why don't you just have a day off in the week? When I get ahead on my work, which I have, because I've been working so much at the moment, I've done made all 6 of next week's video, before releasing this week's. But that doesn't mean I can have a day off, because if I have a day off, it sets me back so much that I'm going to have to work so hard to keep up. So you can't really have a day off at any point.
Because I haven't had like a full day off where I haven't done anything work related or training related for, it's been months, actual months. And it's good. And I'm glad that I get to do that, because all of my work is fun. But it's just sometimes it's hard to look at things. It's hard to step back and look at the bigger picture. I don't know if you find the same thing, because I always just find myself looking at the day-to-day progress. Whereas if I look even just at the week, so much good has happened and so many big things have happened, and I find out all the creases in these little things, and it feels like I'm just climbing, Mount Everest. But in reality, I'm not. I'm just ticking things off of the list one by one, and it does eventually get done.
It eventually pays off. And I mean, like you said, I kind of feel similar about what I do, but a little different. How everything I do, it's working towards something bigger. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy. I've been pretty happy and content with basically nothing. If I could just trick and have enough money to pay rent and have food, then I'd be kind of fine.
Well, that's the same for me, because when you can trick, you can kind of put up with anything. If you can just, because it's your stress relief, it's your counselling, it's every.
You have that progression in your life, because you're progressing in that. It doesn't matter about anything else. You've got that at least.
And also, it's really fucking fun. Yeah. But there's no feeling I always feel so much more positive about any negative shit in my life after I've come back from a session. Even if I've had a bad session, my body's been moving, I've got my blood flowing, I've cleared my mind, and then I just kind of feel like I've got a fresh start. So when I was doing that and I had it almost every single day, it just felt like nothing really mattered, because I knew it was all going to work out. And that was only because I was just a little bit deluded because I was doing these flips. But it's definitely worth it, 100%.
Well, one of the main things for me as well, though, why it's worth so much effort for what you really get out of it. Just that it could help the young me. I always just think about the young me, because if I'd had a website that told me all of the stuff that's taken me all these years to figure out, and half of it I still didn't know after all those years, then I feel like I could have been really good at tricking. But because I didn't have any access to any information from anyone really, then that's why I just got injured and never got that good. But if I'd had all of that, like the people who use KTL have, then I feel like I would have gotten really good. Which makes me sad. It makes me sad at the same time. I feel bad about it, but I'm just being honest. I do get jealous. I get jealous of the kids who use the website, because I wish that I had that. I'd much rather be them. I would much rather be a kid who had access to that, didn't have to worry about it, just could do tricks, had access to Michael Guthrie teaching them tricks, Like, I wish I had that. I would much prefer that than to be working all the time and injured and not be able to trick at all, really. I'd much prefer that. I'm jealous of these kids.
But someone's got to pave the way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just wish it was someone else.
Yeah, I get that. But like, you see, one thing with me, like you saying that, it can't. Right now, it feels like a bit of an insane end goal for me. Not end goal, but like, I want to be able to help the people in the community, and I also want to show people that you can do whatever you want. I'm literally just some Dudley boy. I'm just some guy who does his flips, and I want to prove that it can work out. And like, just various different things that have happened in my life where I'm like, maybe I can't do this. I'm kind of proving it to myself. And anyone, because I have people comment on my videos saying, I don't have many friends. I just kind of find myself watching videos and watching people that do flips that inspire me and stuff. And like, I responded to a comment the other day. I was like, you're not weird. Everyone else is mental, and you shouldn't feel like you're weird and that you in a negative way, because at the end of the day, everyone is different. And if I can do it, if I can do something worthwhile, then I want to prove to that kid that I was just that weird kid that was doing flips and couldn't hold a conversation because all I wanted to do and think about was flips. If you're the same, you can do something with your life as well, and you can make flips into some kind of life of yours, or just being able to turn anything that you're passionate about into a job.
Because people have done it, but not really sticking to tricking, like just moving out into stunts and stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to prove that, even if it's just to myself, that I can do it. Because I can't.
You're kind of doing it. I mean, we managed to pay rent, so managing that.
Just about.
But yeah.
But this has gone off on quite a tangent.
This has gone on. It's gone off on a real tangent. But it's just some honest conversation between mates on Omid's birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some people will appreciate it. I'm sure at least 13 of our 15 watchers will appreciate this. At least. Come on, guys. Come on.
Well, let us know.
But back onto the news.
No. Let us know in the comments if you do actually care. If you want us to just talk about flips, let us know, because that can also be arranged. But at the same time,
that's fair.
At the same time, if we feel like having a discussion about this, we're probably going to have a discussion about this.
Yeah, we don't get paid. So.
But back on track. Showtime. We need to talk about Showtime.
Okay, so this is a big one. This is the one you've all been waiting for. Did Jose really do triple full hyper to triple B? Was it legit? Does it count? I need to have a look at it again. But what do you think? Tell me what you think while I'm looking.
My answer is no. It does not count.
Why?
From screenshotting it and having a look at it and trying to watch it frame by frame. Nah, it's not horizontal enough. And also, he's not all the way around. So for me, it doesn't count. He's too close to vertical. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right, I'm watching it.
Go on, have a look.
I don't know if it's going to play the sound on the... Hold on.
I'm just going to have a look on my phone.
Oh, wow. It's pretty mental that he did
Of course,
that.
It's an absurd feat.
But there's two things. There's two things that you could say are wrong with it. Well, why it wouldn't count. You could say the inversion thing, but to be honest, I would be willing to accept that level of inversion.
No.
Nah, because look at it again. Look at it again. It's not like upright vert. It looks cool still.
It's like this.
Yeah,
if someone did a double B like that, when they do, it looks awful.
It looks different with a trip though, because you kind of invert more throughout the move. Like as you go round.
No, but he doesn't though. He twists on this kind of axis until he hits his feet. He doesn't like twist around. Yeah,
that's fair. Well, I'm just saying that's one of the reasons why it wouldn't count, the inversion. But even if you said, okay, that inversion's fine, he lands half a twist off. That's the main thing for me. It's a full half a twist off, so I don't think you can count it. It's sick that he's even been going for that though, and that he kind of did it. Like that's still mad hype.
Now,
but
looking at this,
I don't think that counts as it.
He's pretty much vert. If he did a round kick, that could class as a vert kick.
True.
That could actually class as a vert kick. And I'm not trying to hate.
Well, how inverted do you think a Btwist needs to be?
It needs to be, so it doesn't need to be completely horizontal. Because, like, you know, you need to have a bit of room, give or take. But I'd say no more than, like, this. Whereas his is like that. And that's not an exaggeration. That's exactly how it is. And, of course, it's an insane feat of athleticism. And it looks sick. And I'm not trying to take anything away from it. And Shosei, you are incredible. Keep pushing it. But at the end of the day, I think a really serious discussion needs to be had about the standards in tricking, because one, if we start lowering the standards, then the overall sport is going to take a hit. And secondly,
it does make us look worse to everyone else.
Yeah, and so like if everyone's going crazy about this, if this is the one that puts it on the, I don't know, if the people that are just coming into tricking, it just kind of warps their perspective. And so for me as well, anybody who's kind of close to something like that. I mean, this is different because ain't nobody trying this.
Yeah.
But anyone who does land it after him, when they do land it legit, everyone's just going to be like, yeah, okay.
Nah.
Not quite as exaggerated as that, but at the same time, like, it kind of takes the props out of somebody doing it legit after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
There isn't really a solution, though. Just the way we present new moves being landed, how they're just kind of posted on Instagram. You can't really have a proper discussion with Instagram comments. It's like it needs people like this talking about it, really, because it's more complicated than what you could put down in a little paragraph on Instagram. You couldn't really explain why it even matters and like why you think it doesn't count. You couldn't really like go into the detail that you'd need to go into. It just sounds mean. That's why I don't say anything, because if you just say, oh, it doesn't count, that by itself just sounds mean.
Even
like,
if you
oh,
say,
why are you being a hater? But you have to really be able to explain your point.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's true, because like even if you explain why it doesn't count, it's still just not cool, because you can't really articulate yourself well enough in the comments, which is true. And I think it's a bit unfair, but at the same time, I'd rather have the open discussion about it on here, because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm not hating in any way. I'm not trying to be nasty or negative. It's just, I think these kind of things should be discussed, and I think that they need to be taken seriously, because it's a big thing. If the first quint that was landed was half rotation off, what's the point in people pushing it and pushing it? I don't know. It's just, I think it's really important. But yeah, that kind of
I feel you. Yeah. What do you think? Does it count? Doesn't it count? We can all accept that it was insane, that he's going for that and that he's kind of doing that. But is it a triple hyper to triple Btwist? Is that a triple Btwist or not? I think not. I'm gonna commit to not, because it's not really. I want it to be.
I know.
I'd rather it be a real one, but it's not.
Because it's also not very nice to say that it's not.
Yeah, I'd rather it just be. Yeah.
And the thing is, let's move on to something that he has done that is legit as fuck. And I want to leave it on a positive note, because my boy did trip.
Yeah, 13. That is insane. A 13-year-old doing trip. Imagine 4 years ago us talking about that. Because it's like, they could do triple cork then, just about. But it just looked like a kid, like a 13-year-old, couldn't be strong enough to do much more than that. They were like doing triple cork, like Aiden Kennedy and Chase Kubia. But it was a struggle. They didn't have that much strength. To think of a 13-year-old swinging a triple fall and then swinging it to a fucking triple cork as well.
Stomping it.
It's insane.
Absolutely banging it out.
I know that floor's like a tramp, but still.
Yeah, that floor's something else. But it is what it is. Like, shouts to Shosei, keep pushing, bro.
I mean, what's he going to do next? He'll do like 3-1-3 and stuff. And
well, one thing he hasn't even really touched on is quad cork.
He's tried it.
No, I know, but we haven't seen him like.
Yeah, he'll land that. He'll land that before hooked, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, so I'd say. Oh yeah, we need to talk about the double full in that he did.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't seen the clip of this. Let me see if I can find it. It's on his other Instagram, yeah. So it took.
I don't know. It was in their like Tundra sampler thing at the start, but they didn't show the whole clip. But then there were clips on his story, I think, of him doing cart double full in off an air track onto the resi bit.
Let's have a look.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's done it on the floor. I know he tried it on the floor. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, and him doing scoop full in.
Yeah, you know.
Super easy. Oh my god. It's just too fucked. It's too fucked. I can't find the clip, but he's pushing the limits so fast that it's really hard to keep up.
Yeah.
It's like really, really hard to keep up. Like, it's got to a point where he can just do whatever he wants. And yeah, shouts to you. Just keep on pushing. Proud.
Let me see how far he can take it.
Yeah. Zen as well.
Zen's been improving fast.
Zen's been murdering it.
Yeah,
his tricks
sick.
look so sick.
Yeah.
I really, really fuck with his tricks. I can't wait until he's a little bit beefier.
He's Japanese, taking over.
It was only a matter of time, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, they're made for this. They got it in their blood.
Anyway, that wraps up today's episode. A really melancholy, kind of bit sad.
Yeah, because it is a bit sad. It is a bit sad.
It's the end of an era.
It's getting cold.
Yeah.
It gets dark at like 4 p.m. now.
Well, it was dark at like 1 in the afternoon today.
It's just been. In fact, it's dark outside now. It's 4:10.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's just been getting a bit sad at the Garrison. But I do think we've still got it in us.
Ahead.
I think we're gonna make a comeback at some point in the future. I think I still have like a load more tricking. Maybe I'll be out for a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I think I'll eventually come back, and you will too.
I think 2020 will be our year.
Let's hope.
I honestly think
I don't know.
Like if I end up needing surgery, then it'll be probably mid next year that I end up getting surgery, and then a year or so to recover, and then I'll start pushing shit again. So it'll be about 2020. And I'm going to be doing flips until surgery, and then once I've had surgery, I'm just going to push. And hopefully by that point, your ankle will be stronger, your hip and your knee will be sorted.
Hopefully I've had stem cells by then.
Yeah.
That's going to cost a bag as well.
That's going to cost several bags.
It
costs like 3 or 4 bags.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a lot. I was looking into it. It's fucked.
Someone needs to sponsor me.
Yeah, someone needs to cut me a fat check with a
that'd
capital
be a dream.
PH. Anyway, Save.
Yeah.
Let us
if
know
you want to
if
cut
you
us a
enjoyed
check, then just hit me up.
Oh, maybe we
Don't
should do a
mention it to
Patreon for
Omid.
this.
Huh?
We should do a Patreon. Should we do a Patreon for the Omid and Kojo show?
Not yet. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you think we should do a Patreon? Is there anybody that watches this that would be willing to help support the Omid and Kojo show? Everyone else who does shows like this does.
That's true. I think we should do a live Q&A though. Let me know what you think about that. If we got on like Instagram live during the podcast and got you guys involved in the discussion, I think that could be cool. Let me know what you think.
Or for all the viewers, why don't you just come and you can see the live show?
Yeah, just come round.
Just come round.
We'll all sit at the table. all 15 of you. Squeeze in.
Anyway, I'm one of your hosts, Omid. It's been lovely.
Alright, safe. See you next time.
Much love.